Have you ever wondered if everything you've learned about manifesting your ideal life is actually backwards? What if the things you deeply want aren't something to pursue, but something already waiting for you to recognize them? Consider those times when you felt you were following all the rules perfectly, visualizing with clarity, speaking positive affirmations, maintaining an optimistic mindset. Yet somehow, your reality remained unchanged. This happens because you were attempting to alter your external circumstances while maintaining the exact same inner energetic state. In quantum manifestation, this is equivalent to expecting a reflection to change while you keep making the same facial expression. Here's the fundamental truth. The universe isn't responding to your desires. It's responding to your essence, who you actually are in this moment. And this is the crucial piece most people overlook. Your present sense of self is continuously creating the reality you experience each morning. Not your ambitions, not your written goals, your core energetic state. Within the quantum realm, every possible version of your existence already coexists. The prosperous you, the self-assured you, the fulfilled you, all existing simultaneously as potential realities. The instant you authentically embody that version through your emotions and energy, the quantum field starts restructuring itself to align with this new state. This isn't mysticism. This is energetic coherence. This is applied physics. Yet most individuals completely miss this fundamental principle. They attempt to force transformation from external circumstances. They push harder. They try to micromanage outcomes. They demand proof before allowing themselves to feel the corresponding emotions. By doing this, they remain trapped within the identical energetic pattern that continues generating their current circumstances. The reality is this: you don't magnetize what you desire. You magnetize what you're actively being. This single understanding transforms everything. Once you grasp that your feelings, thoughts, and energetic frequency aren't results of your situation, but the actual creators of it, you reclaim your ability to shift reality threads, merge possibilities, and summon the existence you were designed to experience. However, first you need to face an uncomfortable reality. You've been programmed to manifest from scarcity, to visualize from emptiness, to want from the assumption that you currently lack everything. This is why you feel drained. This is why you've remained caught in repeating cycles. You're attempting to welcome a new existence while emotionally rooted in your previous one. Quantum manifestation isn't about increased effort. It's about fundamental transformation. It's about synchronizing your frequency with the version of yourself who already experiences the life you're calling in, then allowing physical reality to match your new energetic signature. Neville Goddard demonstrated this through his teaching of dwelling in the fulfilled state. He explained, "You must psychologically and emotionally inhabit the condition of your wish completed, not in wishful thinking, but in authentic embodiment." Joe Dispenza describes this as constructing the neurological framework of a fresh identity. Abraham Hicks expresses it simply: "You must experience it internally before witnessing it externally." Scientific research supports this completely. Your brain and nervous system cannot distinguish between an intensely imagined scenario and an actual event. When you experience appreciation for a future circumstance as though it has already manifested, you start creating new neural connections and saturating your system with the biochemistry of that future state. Essentially, you transform into an energetic match for the life you're inviting, and the quantum field recognizes this shift. The quantum field doesn't respond to wishful hoping, but to electromagnetic frequencies. Your thoughts broadcast the signal outward. Your emotions attract the corresponding experience inward. But here's where this becomes even more profound. The field isn't operating linearly. It's holographic and conscious. This means your current emotional frequency isn't simply affecting future results. It's actively transforming your connection to past events and reorganizing meaningful coincidences in the present moment. When you shift internally, everything external shifts accordingly. The individuals, the opportunities, the perfect timing, they all start aligning. Not because you forced them into position, but because you achieved coherence. You became the version of yourself who naturally belongs in that reality. Once this clicks for you, everything transforms. You stop seeking external validation and start becoming the validation. You stop waiting for approval and start embodying authenticity. You understand the universe isn't challenging you. It's reflecting you back to yourself, and this reflection never lies. So the question isn't about timing. The essential question becomes, who am I being in this exact moment? Because that's what the quantum field is responding to, and that's exactly why your power has always existed within you. The biggest misconception about manifestation is this. People assume it's about thinking correct thoughts or reciting proper affirmations. But manifestation isn't mental. It's experiential. It's not about persuading the universe. It's about convincing your nervous system that this new reality is secure, natural, and already belongs to you. When you genuinely become the version of yourself who already inhabits that reality, your subconscious mind releases its resistance. Your identity starts shifting. And this is where genuine quantum work begins. Not in wanting, but in existing as. Let's explore this more deeply. You've likely encountered the concept of quantum superposition, the principle that all potential realities exist at the same time until one is witnessed. This isn't merely theoretical, it's the bedrock of your existence. Every decision you make, every emotion you consistently feel, every belief you strengthen is an act of witnessing that collapses one of those possibilities into physical form. So when you start each day thinking, I haven't arrived yet, or something's still missing, you are collapsing that exact version into your reality repeatedly. This isn't your fault. We've been conditioned to believe we must earn change, that we must struggle, work harder, demonstrate our worthiness for better circumstances. But quantum mechanics doesn't operate this way. In the quantum field, worthiness isn't a prerequisite. Only alignment matters. And alignment starts when you stop reacting to current circumstances and begin broadcasting future reality as if it already exists. This is precisely where most people become stuck. They postpone feeling abundant until money appears. They delay feeling loved until a relationship manifests. They wait to feel worthy until external validation arrives. But the field doesn't operate on delays. It responds immediately to the frequencies you're transmitting. When you feel grateful before the manifestation appears, you're no longer simply hoping. You're embodying the frequency. You're becoming the version of yourself who already knows it's accomplished. And that's when the transformation begins, because your body, mind, and energy field start communicating in the same language. Coherence. Joe Dispenza illustrates this through heart-brain coherence. When your heart opens with gratitude and your mind focuses with clear intention, your electromagnetic signal becomes more powerful, more organized, and more recognizable by the field. You transform from a scattered signal into a lighthouse. Neville Goddard described this as adopting the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Not pretending, not imagining, adopting. Wearing it like clothing. Embodying your future self's identity so completely that reality must mirror it back to you. The reason most people don't see results isn't because manifestation fails. It's because they're transmitting conflicting signals. They visualize one reality but feel another. They speak affirmations while embodying worry. They hope for transformation but secretly expect disappointment. And the field, being impartial and intelligent, simply mirrors back that confusion. This reveals quantum manifestation's most powerful truth. You must become emotionally fluent in the reality you're creating before it materializes. This means practicing gratitude as if it already happened. This means acknowledging shifts before physical evidence appears. This means following your intuition even when rational thinking objects. Because once you're vibrating in alignment with the version of yourself who already lives your desired life, everything else starts reorganizing. Not because you manipulated it, but because you embodied it. This isn't about pretending. It's about installing a new reality into your body's cellular memory. Each day you choose to feel your future self's emotions. You're programming your quantum blueprint. You're encoding fresh information into the field. Eventually, the external world must comply because it isn't more powerful than you. It's responding to you. But here's where most people stumble. They confuse emotional fluency with emotional bypassing. True quantum manifestation requires you to feel your way through resistance, not around it. When fear arises, when doubt surfaces, when old patterns emerge, these aren't obstacles to your manifestation. They're invitations to deeper coherence. Each time you meet resistance with presence instead of pushing it away, you're actually strengthening your quantum signature. You're proving to your nervous system that you can hold both the old and the new simultaneously, which is essential for smooth reality transitions. This is what quantum physicists call superposition in consciousness, the ability to exist in multiple states simultaneously until you choose which one to collapse into. When you can feel excited about your future while acknowledging present challenges. When you can hold gratitude alongside uncertainty, you're operating in quantum superposition. This isn't spiritual bypassing, it's quantum mastery. Your nervous system is constantly scanning for safety, and if you try to jump too quickly from lack to abundance without honoring the journey, your subconscious will create what neuroscientists call cognitive dissonance. This shows up as self-sabotage, sudden obstacles, or mysterious delays in your manifestation. But when you gradually expand your emotional capacity to hold your desired reality, your nervous system begins to recognize this new state as safe and familiar. There's also something called quantum entanglement happening in your manifestation process that most people never consider. The moment you authentically connect with your desired reality, not just mentally, but energetically, you become entangled with it across time and space. This means that reality is now seeking you as much as you're seeking it. It's not a one-way pursuit anymore. It's a mutual magnetism. This entanglement explains why synchronicities increase when you're in alignment. The people, opportunities, and resources you need are also entangled with your manifestation, and they begin moving towards you through what appears to be coincidence, but is actually quantum coordination. Carl Jung called this meaningful coincidence. But quantum physics shows us it's actually the field organizing itself around your coherent intention. This is why the quantum approach isn't passive, it's participatory. It invites you to become a conscious creator, not a victim of your history. And the moment you stop chasing and start aligning, something remarkable occurs. You don't just attract your desires, you begin living from them. You move differently, communicate differently, choose differently. Not because you're trying to impress the universe, but because you finally recognized you are the universe experiencing itself through human form. You're not here to plead for miracles. You're here to remember that you are one. And that's when the field shifts in your favor. Not when you hope for it, not when you wish for it, but when you become the one who already possesses it. Picture your existence as an energy wave, limitless, undetermined, filled with potential. Each thought you think, each belief you reinforce, each emotion you embody acts like a measurement. And in quantum physics, measurement changes everything. The instant something is observed, the wave collapses. It becomes matter. It becomes form. It becomes reality. This isn't metaphorical. This is quantum mechanics. What exists before observation is a field of possibilities. But the moment you direct your focus, the moment you emotionally engage, you collapse the wave into a single experience. This is quantum collapse. And it's occurring constantly, whether you're aware of it or not. So when we discuss manifestation, we're actually discussing the art of collapsing the correct waves, the ones aligned with the version of you who already lives your desired life. But here's where it becomes challenging. Most people collapse waves based on their past. They observe through fear's lens. They react from old wounds. They expect repetition. And so the field, ever faithful, ever neutral, responds accordingly, collapsing the same limited reality version repeatedly. They don't intend this. They're not consciously choosing it, but their subconscious programming is. That's why quantum manifestation isn't simply about setting intentions. It's about transforming perception. It's about becoming conscious of what you're observing, how you're observing it, and whether that observation stems from your past or your future. Because whatever you're emotionally connected to, that's the version you're collapsing. Every time you wake up saying, "It's always been like this," or "Nothing ever works for me," you're not just making a comment. You're performing an act of quantum selection. You're choosing a reality timeline where that continues being true. But when you interrupt that pattern, when you feel a new possibility before it arrives, when you think thoughts you've never had before, when you find peace amid uncertainty, you create a disruption in the field, a beautiful, divine interference. And that's where new timelines emerge. Joe Dispenza explains this beautifully. Your personality creates your personal reality. Meaning, if you transform your thoughts, your emotions, your actions, you transform which version of reality you collapse into. Neville Goddard reflects this with, "Transform your conception of yourself, and you will automatically transform the world in which you live." And Abraham Hicks states, "The universe responds to the vibration you are offering. Not what you say, not what you want, what you vibrate." So the question becomes, who are you being when you're alone? When you're not practicing techniques, when you're alone with your thoughts? Because that's the frequency the field is responding to. This is why repetition alone isn't sufficient. You can repeat affirmations, visualize dreams, journal daily. But if your baseline state is scarcity, fear, or doubt, you're collapsing the same life version repeatedly. Here's something profound that most manifestation teachers miss. Your identity isn't just about how you see yourself. It's about how you relate to time itself. Most people live with what researchers call chronological thinking, believing that cause must precede effect, that you must work hard before you can receive, that change takes time. But quantum consciousness operates on non-linear time awareness, where future states can influence present moments, and present coherence can heal past wounds. When you truly embody your future self, you're not just changing your trajectory, you're collapsing the time it would normally take to get there. This is why some people experience quantum leaps, where their entire life transforms seemingly overnight. They didn't break the rules of manifestation. They accessed the quantum principle that time is fluid when consciousness is coherent. Your relationship with time also affects what physicists call temporal coherence, how aligned your past, present, and future selves are. Most people have temporal discord. Their past self feels regretful, their present self feels stuck, and their future self feels impossible. But when you achieve temporal coherence, where all versions of yourself are in harmony, you create what's known as a temporal vortex, a concentrated field of possibility that accelerates manifestation exponentially. This explains why healing past trauma can suddenly unlock manifestations that seemed blocked for years. When you bring coherence to your past self, you're not just healing history, you're removing temporal static from your quantum signal. Your future self can now communicate more clearly with your present self because the interference has been cleared. There's also the concept of quantum mirroring that operates beyond simple attraction. The universe doesn't just give you what you vibrate, it gives you what you are. But more specifically, it mirrors back your relationship to yourself. If you love yourself conditionally, you'll attract conditional love. If you trust yourself partially, you'll receive partial opportunities. If you value yourself inconsistently, you'll experience inconsistent abundance. The quantum field is essentially asking you, how do you treat the most important relationship in your existence, the one with yourself? And then it mirrors that quality of relationship back to you through every other relationship and experience in your life. This is why self-love isn't just spiritual advice, it's quantum mechanics. True manifestation happens when your default vibration transforms, when peace becomes your normal, when joy is your resting place, when self-trust becomes your foundation. And that shift can only occur when you step out of the cycle of observing based on past experiences and into the creative act of collapsing reality based on who you're becoming. It's not about force, it's about coherence. When your thoughts, emotions, and body align, you become a powerful observer. You collapse timelines more rapidly. You receive synchronicities more frequently. You experience flow, not because you're fortunate, but because you've exited the survival mode and entered the creator state. This is what Jesus meant when he said, "According to your faith be it unto you." This is what Einstein meant when he said, "The field is the only reality." And this is what ancient mystics understood long before quantum physics provided the vocabulary to prove it. That consciousness isn't passive, it's creative. So if you want to create change, stop watching your life like it's a movie you didn't choose. Stop reacting, stop waiting for proof, start collapsing, start embodying, start observing a new version of reality through the eyes of someone who knows it's already theirs. And as you do, the field will respond. Not later, not someday, right now. Because the wave is always waiting to collapse into the hands of the one who dares to believe. There arrives a moment, subtle yet unmistakable, when the atmosphere around you feels transformed. It's not that anything external has shifted, but something within you starts to change. A lightness appears, a peaceful sense of knowing. It's as if your inner world exhales, and in that silence, a deeper wisdom starts to awaken. This is where quantum manifestation truly begins, not in external action, but in the invisible adjustment of your internal frequency. Science reveals that what we experience as reality is not a solid, unchanging world, but an ocean of possibilities. The quantum field holds all potential outcomes, all versions of you, and it's your state of being that determines which reality crystallizes into form. Not your task list, not your affirmations spoken with resistance, but the harmony between your thoughts and emotions. This harmony creates resonance. When your internal environment becomes organized, when your nervous system is no longer in survival mode, when your heart and mind are synchronized, the signal you emit becomes powerful, precise, and magnetic. The field responds not as a reward, but as a reflection. It organizes itself around your energetic blueprint. So, what shifts this internal environment? Not striving, not more knowledge, but integration. It's the peaceful decision to no longer carry the burden of timelines, the stress of performance, or the addiction to control. You recognize that trying to manipulate the external world without adjusting your internal frequency only creates more resistance. At this stage, manifestation becomes less about acquiring and more about allowing what already exists in potential to flow towards you. This is what Dr. Joe Dispenza speaks of when he describes becoming nobody, no one, no thing, nowhere in no time. You enter a state beyond identity, beyond stories, and in that space you connect with the universal intelligence that organizes all things. It's not about faking a feeling or repeating a phrase. It's about becoming a match to the version of you who no longer seeks proof. But here's something most people don't realize about this process. The dissolution of your old identity isn't a loss. It's a liberation. When you release who you think you are, you create space for who you're becoming. This emptiness isn't void. It's pure potential. Quantum physicists call this the zero-point field, the space between thoughts where infinite possibility exists. In this state, you're not trying to manifest from personality or ego. You're manifesting from what mystics call source consciousness, the same intelligence that grows trees, beats hearts, and spins galaxies. When you align with this level of intelligence, manifestation stops being personal effort and becomes universal flow. Many people fear this dissolution because they mistake their personality for their essence. But your personality is just the costume your soul wears in this lifetime. Your essence, your true quantum signature, is eternal, unlimited, and already connected to everything you desire. When you manifest from essence rather than personality, you access what quantum physicists call non-local coherence, the ability to influence reality beyond the boundaries of space and time. This is why meditation and inner stillness are so crucial to quantum manifestation. It's not just about calming your mind, it's about accessing the fundamental frequency of creation itself. In deep states of coherence, you're not separate from the field, you become the field. And from that state, manifestation isn't something you do, it's something you are. This state also reveals something profound about the nature of desire itself. Most people think desires come from lack, but authentic desires are actually your soul's navigation system, pointing you toward experiences that serve your highest evolution. When you desire something that truly aligns with your essence, you're not creating need. You're recognizing what's already yours in the quantum field. This is why forced manifestations often feel empty when they arrive, while aligned manifestations feel like coming home. Your soul isn't interested in ego gratification. It's interested in expansion, service, and love. When your desires align with your soul's purpose, the universe doesn't just support your manifestation, it celebrates it. You notice when doubt appears, and instead of suppressing it, you sit with it. You bring curiosity. You observe the pull toward urgency, and instead of reacting, you listen. What if nothing is missing? What if this moment is part of the preparation? In quantum terms, your observation collapses the wave. Every time you bring attention, calm, present, conscious attention, to a new possibility, you begin the process of turning it into a lived experience. Not through force, but through focus, through coherence. Neville Goddard didn't teach wishful thinking. He taught identity alignment. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled was not a trick. It was an instruction to embody now the frequency of your future. Abraham Hicks echoes the same. The universe doesn't hear what you say. It responds to how you feel. So the work is vibrational, the shift is internal, and the moment you release the need to figure it all out is the moment you become receptive to what wants to emerge. Not because you gave up, but because you finally aligned. And when alignment is authentic, reality follows. There's something quietly powerful about realizing that the work is already happening. Not out there in some external battlefield, but deep within you. And the world may not notice it yet. There may be no applause, no signs, no milestone that screams success. But something real is shifting, something subtle and irreversible. Because the moment you choose to be truly, fully the version of you who lives in alignment with the reality you desire, something activates in the field. You begin to become. This is the essence of quantum manifestation. It's not a leap into fantasy. It's a return to coherence, a merging of thought, emotion, and identity. You don't manifest because you want something. You manifest because you are something. Because your state of being becomes the tuning fork that brings your future into the now. And here's what they don't tell you. The process isn't dramatic. It's not filled with fireworks, constant confirmation, or the kind of proof your ego craves. It's quiet. It's sacred. It's the gentle reordering of your inner world, moment by moment, breath by breath, until the outside has no choice but to reflect the truth you've anchored inside. You're not waiting. You're not asking. You're aligning. This is the secret behind manifestation. Not a hidden ritual, not the perfect phrase, but identity. Who are you being when no one is watching? What assumptions guide your breath when you're alone with your thoughts? These are not small questions. They are the blueprint of your field. Believe, become, receive. It sounds simple, and it is, but it's also the most radical act you can take. To embody a truth before the world gives you evidence. Because here's the paradox. The moment you stop needing proof is the moment the universe begins to deliver it. Not as a reward, not because you finally did it right, but because your frequency no longer contradicts the reality you say you want. You're not broadcasting lack, you're radiating completeness. And when that signal is consistent, when your nervous system feels safe in the having, not just the wanting, the field responds. It must. The particles that make up your physical reality are not fixed. They're waiting to respond to the dominant vibration you hold. And when that vibration says, "It's already mine," the collapse begins. You shift timelines not by chasing, but by becoming. So take a moment now, not to do more, but to feel deeper. Feel the version of you who already is living the life you once dreamed of. What do they feel when they wake up? What do they believe is possible? How do they carry themselves through challenge? What do they no longer fear? That's not a version to reach. It's a version to remember, because it already exists in the quantum field. It's already formed. Your only task is to become coherent with it, to inhabit it with such sincerity that reality has no choice but to match your internal truth. And here's something most manifestation teachings miss. The quantum field doesn't just respond to your present vibration. It's also influenced by your relationship with time itself. When you truly embody your future self, you're not just changing your current frequency. You're creating what physicists call retrocausality, where future states influence past and present events. This means that every moment you spend in alignment with your desired reality, you're actually sending ripples both forward and backward through time, creating a more coherent timeline where your manifestation was always meant to happen. If you've been listening, if your heart has been resonating with this message, it means one thing: you're already on the path. There's nothing missing. You're not behind. You're not broken. You're becoming. And sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is pause, close your eyes, and whisper to yourself, "I am becoming." Not as a plea, but as a declaration, a remembering, a gentle roar from your soul that you are here, now, and ready to receive what has always been yours. So if this message moved something in you, if it stirred a knowing or brought a calm recognition, take a moment and let the field know. Comment below, "I am becoming," because you are, and we are witnessing it together. There exists a frequency so delicate, so gentle, that most people overlook it completely. Not because it's concealed, but because it's subtle. It doesn't announce itself with drama or spectacle. It doesn't arrive with chaos or pressure. It vibrates beneath the noise, beneath the worries, beneath the struggle. It is the calm behind every breath, the awareness behind every thought, the consciousness behind every desire. This frequency isn't something you discover. It's something you return to. You were born with it. It existed before words, before comparison, before the notion that you needed to prove or strive or attract anything. It's your essence, untouched, unshaken, unbothered, and it is magnetic beyond measure. This frequency has been called many names throughout history. Ancient Vedic texts refer to it as Sat Chit Ananda, existence, consciousness, bliss. Christian mystics called it the peace that passeth understanding. Indigenous traditions know it as the great stillness. Quantum physicists are now discovering it as coherent field resonance, the natural harmonic that emerges when consciousness aligns with its source. What makes this frequency so powerful is its authenticity. Unlike forced positivity or manufactured gratitude, this frequency can't be faked or performed. It emerges naturally when you stop trying to be anything other than what you are. It's the signal your soul broadcasts when it's no longer defending, proving, or competing. And because it's so genuine, so uncontrived, the quantum field recognizes it immediately and responds accordingly. This is why children are often natural manifestors before they're taught to doubt. They haven't yet learned to separate themselves from their desires or to question their worthiness. They exist in this natural frequency of openness and expectation. As adults, our work isn't to learn something new. It's to unlearn the limitations we've accumulated and return to this original state of being. The beautiful paradox is that the moment you stop trying to manifest, you become naturally magnetic. When you stop chasing experiences and start embodying states, when you stop seeking validation and start radiating worth, when you stop demanding proof and start trusting flow, you align with this fundamental frequency of creation. And from this place, Manifestation becomes as natural as breathing. When you stop trying to manifest and simply become the version of you who has already received, this frequency activates. It's the moment you no longer need to convince the universe of your worthiness. You simply are. You embody your worth with such quiet certainty that the quantum field has no option but to reorganize itself around your new identity. It responds not to your need, but to your embodiment. This is the paradox. You attract most when you're no longer trying to attract. You receive most when you realize you are never lacking. You manifest effortlessly when you stop chasing and finally allow. There is a stillness inside of you that has been waiting patiently, a frequency that doesn't demand to be heard, but whispers in truth. It's there in the quiet moment when you close your eyes and your body feels like home. It's in the moment you decide to trust, not because of evidence, but because something in your soul remembers the way. This is the code of silent frequency. It isn't spoken, it is lived. Joe Dispenza calls this existing in coherence. Neville Goddard calls this dwelling in the end. Abraham Hicks speaks of it as the art of allowing. But regardless of the terminology, the message remains the same. When you tune in, when you align, when you become, everything rearranges because the universe doesn't respond to your wants. It responds to your vibration. You don't need to speak louder. You don't need to do more. You need to be more of who you already are. The version of you that knows, deep down, you are a co-creator with the field. And that field, it's alive. It listens. It mirrors. So breathe, not as someone waiting, but as someone already living in the version of life they once only imagined. Walk through your day as someone whose energy is enough to shift timelines. Speak as someone who remembers they are not separate from the stars, but made of them. Let your stillness become your strength. Let your presence be your portal. The world may not see it yet, but your field is already transmitting. It is already sending signals of wholeness, of clarity, of truth. And the field is listening, ready to match your inner frequency with outer manifestation. You are not chasing, you are becoming. And because of that, everything is already changing. One final truth that changes everything. The quantum field operates on a principle called non-locality, which means that your transformation doesn't just affect your personal reality, it influences the collective field for everyone around you. When you truly step into coherence, you become what researchers call a morphic field generator, automatically elevating the vibrational possibilities for your family, your community, and beyond. Your individual transformation becomes a gift to the entire quantum web of consciousness. This interconnectedness means that your manifestation journey is never just about you. Every time you choose love over fear, expansion over contraction, trust over doubt, you're not just shifting your personal timeline, you're contributing to humanity's collective evolution. You're proving that transformation is possible, that limitations can be transcended, that reality is far more fluid than most people believe. This is why the most powerful manifestors often become teachers, healers, or leaders. Not because they set out to influence others, but because their coherence naturally creates a field effect. People around them begin to remember their own power, their own connection to the quantum field, their own ability to create reality through consciousness. Scientists studying what they call morphic resonance have discovered that when one member of a species learns a new behavior, it becomes easier for all members of that species to learn the same behavior, even without direct contact. Your quantum breakthrough doesn't just change your life, It makes similar breakthroughs more accessible for everyone who resonates with your frequency. This is the true purpose of mastering quantum manifestation, not just to create a beautiful life for yourself, but to become a demonstration of what's possible for human consciousness. You become proof that reality is malleable, that consciousness is creative, that every human being carries within them the power to shape their experience through the quality of their being. When you understand this level of responsibility and possibility, manifestation transforms from personal desire fulfillment to cosmic service. You're not just creating your dream life, you're expanding the dream of what life can be for everyone. Now that you understand how the observer effect governs your reality, you need to know why most people misunderstand this quantum principle. I've explained the deeper mechanics of observation and consciousness in Why the Observer Effect Changes Everything About Your Reality. Watch it next to master how your awareness literally reshapes the quantum field around you.